You're amazing, just like that. Just like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this evening, our time together. I get to hear myself twice. A lucky girl. I'm going to close this one down. I don't know. You can probably hear it through there. And I can't close it all the way down because you are going to mess up my background. You got her right. I love it. Don't you love technology? It's our friend, Reverend Bozeman. It's our friend. No excuses. It's about enthusiasm. Enthusiasm. I love that word, especially when I found the history behind enthusiasm. You know, you got to have the enthusiasm and the faith to be like Reverend Bozeman. And even if you look like Stevie Wonder, got your shades on, been through everything yesterday, you still show out. Yes, indeed. You look great, Reverend Bozeman, actually. Somebody's going to be like, that's Barry White. You're the smoothest guy. Our smoothest guest ever. Indeed. Indeed. This is about how you push through no matter what type of challenges that you have, that you still are determined to be enthusiastic about the future and the research that's actually been done on how enthusiasm helps people, especially entrepreneurs. It was amazing to me to see the information on enthusiasm and how entrepreneurs that expressed enthusiasm when in a Shark Tank type situation, actually the more enthusiastic entrepreneurs were the ones that were more likely to receive their funding. It says entrepreneurs' excitement and enthusiasm um, actually led to them getting the investment capital. And it was a study that was done at Georgia Tech. You know, I'm like, that is, really amazing to know. But one thing that was interesting about it on the study that it did find. Now I'll make sure that I put it up so that I can see your chats. And put Reverend Bozeman right in that spot. What do you think, Reverend Bozeman? I don't know
Yes.
how you feel about. Oh, your voice is great. Your voice is great. See, God is good. He's gonna take away everything at one time.
Not at all at once now.
We're so connected. My left eye. I woke up this morning, and my left eye was had like I don't know, like where you bust a vessel,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and then I
Oh,
think I think I think I know you think I know what you think it is, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
You think it's from lifting heavy weights, right?
No, no, no.
Oh, good. Oh,
No.
good, 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 good. It's not that either. Whatever the other thing you think it is, it's not that. But I thought it was like um from like holding stuff in. Like I hold a lot in. You know what it's
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
I feel like I was just yesterday, especially like I was holding stuff, you know what I mean? Just like just holding in. Like at one point I felt like I'm gonna cry. And I was like, but I'm not going to cry. And
Oh,
then
wow.
and I was very enthusiastic about not crying. And I
Okay.
think from holding that in, being so enthusiastic, it might have led to that reaction.
That's interesting. A friend of mine 2 days ago asked me, "Is there something you want to say?" I said, "No."
She was talking about me.
I
I'm gonna
guess.
ask JB. She's got something to say. Yes, I do. I got something to say so bad my eye hurts. That's right. I see y'all, Miss Davis and her little guest. Yes, indeed. I see y'all. Indeed. Yeah, we have. But I think that it's freeing knowing that the research said that it's okay to express your enthusiasm, to express your feelings. And I think that a lot in business is
There she is. Hello,
um,
Miss Davis.
that we're always like,
Welcome, Bozeman. Happy
yeah,
holidays to you.
stop clapping, stop waving, Lord. She be like waving so hard. Like, don't wave up. Do
Oh,
not grow up and wave like that.
who's
Just
that
just
little
like
person?
just like go like this. Just go hi. Do not go right. Almighty. Namaste. That's right. Just like just namaste. Like I God in you and acknowledge the God in you and move on. That's why
All
I
right.
can't. That's why I can't run for office because they were like calling me Donald Trump. Look at her. Look at her. She told the lady, "Don't wave like that." That's why her eye. That's why her eyes like that.
We're going to step away for a while. I've got to walk her home. I'm coming right
All that. All that. Okay. Okay.
back.
It's
All right.
all about you, Theo. How you doing, Mr. Jefferson? My HOA. Y'all know HOA stands for Mr. Homeowners Association because you got to know him, but he is the regulator. he is, he is the you better have your trash can off the street.
No, I'm not that.
Yes,
I'm
you
the
are. You
no,
know
I'm the
you.
paperwork. No, I'm the paperwork where somebody else does that.
Oh, oh, Lord, y'all broke it down to the requirements.
It's an
I'm glad. What,
organization.
you see what I'm saying? I'm just glad I don't
They're
live in
not
that.
just an ad
I,
hoc committee.
I
They're an
know. I
organization.
know.
No,
Don't
you gotta have a process.
I don't
So
put,
Amen.
you get in those nice neighborhoods and they try to tell you what to do. Oh my goodness.
no, they're
I
not
was
telling you
listening.
what to do. No, they don't tell you what to do. It's
Yeah, y'all
most
do.
no,
Y'all,
you don't.
y'all,
N-
y'all.
They just
No, you don't tell them what to do.
maintain a certain
Hmm.
standard of
Oh,
behavior and appearance.
yeah, but just don't
You
be
know,
doing no George Zimmerman over there. Y'all get tore up.
no, we don't do police work.
He's like, exactly, because
No, there's no
all
police work. We just
nobody
make
can.
sure
Good.
you gotta have your make sure that you stay within your legal documents. See,
I know that's right. But it's I don't know. I was looking at that again the other day. Some stuff from the George Zimmerman situation. I don't know how he got away with that, and how anybody, with all due respect to my boy Ben Crump, but you know, if you could, I don't know why anybody would hire him after losing that case, and everybody ran after him after that. Like, I mean, don't we realize that it's the lawyer's responsibility to win? we're like, we're like, we're like, thank you for taking the case. Like
yeah,
he
but
was
it's,
doing it for free. No, we need to win. We need to
well,
win.
you can't win if people decide, to
No,
go
yes,
against
you
you.
can. You
No,
can
you
win.
can't.
You can
If all
win.
them people say that he was right, then
Well, we need to only choose winners. Winners. Next, there's a whole bunch of other
No,
black
the
attorneys out
state, the
there.
whole state
The the whole
was
state
against
need
Trump. I mean,
sued.
it's the state administration.
Yeah, I think he
no.
lives there, doesn't he?
The attorney general was even.
Doesn't he live there in Florida?
I don't know.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I think so. The school, I think there's a law school named after him down there. But that is like really, really, really.
Yeah, the attorney general
I don't think.
wanted Zimmerman to win.
Yeah, but that's what your job is as a lawyer to make sure that he doesn't. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. That was the easiest one to win. Like everything was. They said, do not touch that young man. We're on our way. That was a if Johnny Cochran was living. Ben Crump would not. We wouldn't even know his name. We would not know his name because there's no way. Johnny Crump knew that we had to win. Winners win. Winners win. Period. And if you don't win, you need to at least acknowledge that I failed on this part. This is where I failed. This is what I could have done differently. This is the way we need to address this. This is what I learned from that, and be enthusiastic about your honesty on where you failed on that. Because
Yeah,
if
enthusiasm
if
can
if
help you win.
we could do if we can win when we went to the civil rights, and that brother with the limited resources that he had when he was like versus the board of education and everything, that if we can win and have all these black kids busing and going to these schools, then you could win that. All of that was recorded. He was talking to someone on the phone. The neighbor heard him screaming.
What are we talking about?
George
People,
Zimmerman in the Homeowners
Oh,
people,
okay.
Association,
people,
and when he was like,
Okay.
he was just guilty. That
Yeah,
was just guilty. It's
people,
just
people
mm.
decided that that's what they wanted to do.
that's right. It's just like
No
some
matter.
that other.
people some people decided, but that is our job. You have failed your customer if you have not enthusiastically convinced the jury box that this man is guilty when he did not do what the police asked him to do. He got out of the car. They said, do not get out of the car. After that, he's on his own. He's on his own. Like when it said, if it doesn't fit and you must acquit, that is, you got out your seat. You are not legit. Something. They asked you to sit. That's not legit. They asked you to sit. That's not legit. That should have just been over and over and over and over and over. We just should have hit it. He failed on that. And we had to accept that sometimes we fail from not having the enthusiasm to do the job thoroughly enough to get out there and win. Because we keep like the same thing with a lot of things.
That's true.
We keep thinking that, oh, the reason we don't have businesses is because they don't give us loans. When we have all these businesses, and I can at least say one, mine, that had no government loan involved in it. You do not need a government loan, or any loan or even family support in order to start a business. But we have to have the enthusiasm. And if you look at the history of enthusiasm, it is God. It is God. It is including God into it, bringing God ethos into it.
Yeah, Reggie Lewis
You-
had enthusiasm.
Yes, yes, yeah. So he got a whole bunch of, funding. But like people way before that, like, just us hardcore, superficial, you don't want to work for anybody. You're going to do whatever you got to do, enthusiastic about what you're put here to do. Because you can spend 30 years doing something that you don't enjoy doing. Now, I mean, and just like that, like your life is just all chewed up because of lack of enthusiasm, lack of faith, lack of bringing enthusiasm, ethos, bringing God into your life experience. And that include, enthusiasm is including God in your situation. And then, like I saw where it was saying that Confucius said that if you could understand the power of enthusiasm, you could rule the world as though it were spinning in your hand. And I guess that's what I'm saying about with Trayvon Martin, that he had to believe that he had something with him that was more powerful than that dumb system in Florida saying that. He had to truly believe. But once you accept that, oh, this system in Florida is stronger than God that I have with me, then you don't have no chance. You can't win for Trayvon. You can't. They might as well give up. But if you come in at the beginning and you say, well, all the strength and the God that's within me, he is going to fry for killing that young man. He is going to be terrorized for the rest of his life for killing that young man. That takes enthusiasm. And I never heard him say that. And if Crump had claimed that with the strength of God behind him, then it
Well,
would have been done.
let everybody know what you learned about the word enthusiasm, because I know you're going from what it originally meant.
Yes. And the Latin roots of it, of including God in it. But even if we were just more shallow than that, just having, energy about something, really truly believing in it. But if I choose the word enthusiasm, if you use it, if then you should be using it because you believe in God. Because enthusiasm, its base word is God.
Right.
So that's where it is. That's where we have to, truly believe that if
Inspired
you're
by
using
God.
that, like you can use another word. You don't have to use that word. But if you believe in God and you want to bring God into it and you want the strength of God in you, with you, then you can use enthusiasm.
Yeah. Inspired by God.
Yes. Enthusiasm and consistency. That's right. Because God is consistency. He's the only thing that's consistent. Is that spirit. Is that strength. Because some days we wake up weak. Some days we wake up tired. Some days we wake up like, I can't make it today, but every day your God within you can make it and grow stronger and accomplish more. Yeah, because we can't. Do you all hear echo? Because I'm using my headsets. Mr. Johnson was saying he was trying to fix the echo. Do y'all hear echo? And it might be, you might
Yeah.
hear it when you're in the studio because of when. But we shouldn't. If all of us put on our headsets, but Reverend Bozeman might have to like mute every time. We can't just stay, open together. Does it feel echoey
Because
to
we're
you?
dangerous together.
I know that's right.
No, I don't hear anything.
All that enthusiasm. I hear that silence, lone wolf firearm training. You can't hear the difference like when you turn off like mics and then but I want to go, just
Well,
into
enthusiasm takes you into the zone more quickly. And when you're in the zone, you're unbeatable.
when it takes you into the zone. What does the zone feel like to you? The zone.
Zone is connected. It's like,
When you feel
yeah, well, you can
connected
see
to
it in
God.
athletic events,
Okay.
like
Okay.
in a basketball when everything goes in the basket no matter where you throw it from.
Mm,
Or in a football game
mm.
when just even though against the best defenses you still get the running back gets a long run or the quarterback gets an amazing pass.
Amen.
This stuff happens. It's like, wow, did you see that? Because
Amen.
they were in the zone.
Mm,
And I can remember
mm. Yes.
being in the zone during a high-powered business presentations
Yeah.
for millions of dollars. It's like
Yeah.
nothing could stop me. Uh,
Yeah. Yes.
I remember being in a presentation against Coca-Cola,
Mm,
the head of Coca-Cola's largest advertising agency, McCann and Harrison,
mm.
and we were just a tiny little agency, but we were in the zone so good that he almost broke into tears at the end of that because he
Yeah.
lost a piece of his business to us.
He said, they're going. They're going. They're going. I know. And it is amazing how people take it for granted when I hope that today you know it, but did you feel it when you were there? Like,
Oh
did you?
yeah, you
Oh, that's
feel it.
so good. That's so good
You
that you
feel it.
felt it, that you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. Like, yeah, yeah, that's so good. That is so good. Like when you can feel it. I felt that one time when I was doing a radio segment, and they asked me to come in to the studio and sit down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And do it. And then their regular person left the room, and I just started, talking and doing the show, and people just started calling in, calling in, calling. It was like a national show, and calls were flowing. So much
Yeah.
so that the regular person came back and they said, "This my damn show," and they cussed on the air and all this stuff.
Right.
Because one caller said, "Oh my God, this is like a breath of fresh air. I wish you were on every day." And this and this and that, blah blah blah. I know it was like years ago, and I was like, "Oh wow, thank you." So like, but I was flowing. But I
Yes,
was
that's it.
glad that he came in and he broke it up, because I had just decided that that just was not a part of me that I was going to let my ego have. And I just was like, I'm a financial advisor. That's what I do. And I moved back, and I just stopped doing it at all. Like, I just moved back. And I don't know if it was like a good decision or not, but I was just like, I just was like, I gotta focus on this. Because enthusiasm takes so much energy from you, and everything, I do. And I know that it is God's will for me to be a financial advisor, that if I took my enthusiasm away from what he's put me here to do, that it would reduce, my impact as a financial advisor. Well, that's where I felt that my ego would get caught up in popularity, and popularity is not what my clients need. My clients need. I mean, like, the popularity can be a byproduct, but that was like just too early in the game. I just
Mhm.
needed to focus on the financial accounts, my clients, and because I was like, I'm just not going to do it that way. I'm just not going to let this just grab me. And because there's even in the research, it was saying that enthusiasm, there's a point where you go past the range of effectiveness, and you're so enthusiastic that you've lost your effectiveness. You see them, like, they're like, so the ones where they were measuring like which entrepreneurs, were getting, the most investors and most people interested in supporting their business. And it was like the enthusiastic ones, but not the ones that were unrealistically enthusiastic. And, I guess because I had that and just innate, just God just brought me down, just brought me, back to just, stay in your stay in your lane, I should say. But I know that feeling of, being in, that zone, like, and the big part that we have to have is always having self control, always having self control, and because you could get caught in it and not and lose your mind. We also
Well,
could
I
get
say
caught
that's what great
in.
leaders do is they generate enthusiasm among their co-workers and followers and teammates.
Yes,
They make enough for everybody.
yes. Well, they can't. What I find is interesting is that the best CEOs of history, the best entrepreneurs of history, have not been people that were like really highly popular. It was people who were just highly effective in their business, but not like your Elon Musk type. Like, that's rare, where they're trying to develop a brand, you know what I mean, for themselves. Um, but that's kind of where we are now. I was looking at the bio of Barry Sanders. They have it. It's out now on Prime, called Bye Bye Barry. When he quit,
Uh-huh.
and like a lot of people feel like he quit when I was like that day that I was on the air, but I was like, that's not what I want to do. Like, he quit, like, it's like, even though I'm good at this and I can do this forever, yes, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I don't want to do it anymore. And like his father was disappointed, and everything. Like I was, just like we're saying, but he took his enthusiasm somewhere else. And he also was never the type that like danced around. Did y'all follow? I'm sure y'all followed him when he was in it. Like I
Oh
thought that was
yeah.
interesting how he didn't show his enthusiasm through, dancing and I got a touchdown, got a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? It was like nor nor does he like, even now, like he has like so many records of like one of the world's best running backs ever. There's a whole bunch of people who, you know, not as good running back as him who probably have sneakers and everything. That but it's, how people use their enthusiasm. I like that he used his enthusiasm like he's a really good, from what it seemed in the movie, a really good father. He had a really good father, and he has like a whole bunch of sons that were in the movie, like that he seems to be a really good father to them. And that type of that placing your enthusiasm and that your energy into parenting, I don't think there could really be any better source than that, any better place to place it. But people, just don't value those things like we should, because I believe that the best investment that we can make is giving our young people, our descendants, enthusiasm about life, convincing them beyond a shadow of a doubt that God made no mistake when they brought them here, that they have work to do. And if we tell them that enthusiastically, they're more likely to do something with their life. I believe. What do y'all think?
I agree.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I think enthusiasm is key because people can feed off of your enthusiasm.
that's
They
right.
see that you really love what you're doing, and I think that's what makes you so special, JB. Not to put a lot of emphasis on you,
That's good.
but your
Good.
enthusiasm, it it's it's uh it's um it's inspiring, you know.
Amen. That's right.
And so, and I would dare say, I would even add a word enthusiasm with a little bit of fascination.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because enthusiasm is one thing to be enthusiastic about it, but then to be fascinated by what you do.
mm,
That's another level of energy right there. I mean, I love the whole gun piece.
mm.
And it fascinates me because I'm always learning. And it does me
Amen.
some good to see people when that light
Amen.
switch come on. This is like you.
Amen. Amen.
So yeah, I think that what you
Amen.
do and enthusiasm is
Amen.
very major. To anybody's gonna do anything, you got to have some enthusiasm, and then you
Amen.
got to mix it up with some fascination.
Yes. I think a lot of people they retire really because they just don't feel enthusiastic about their work anymore. We're not as money motivated as the world thinks that we are. Don't you think so? I mean, I think the people are like, wow, I love making money, but they love making it at something they're enthusiastic about.
Yes.
Isn't it true though? Like it's like you just if you're doing a workshop for your gun piece as you define it, your firearms training, like you are so much excited. You could be getting, your huge money from your investments and retirement and everything, but it doesn't give you the joy of I created this idea, I created this concept. This is my curriculum. They are learning. They look at Mr. Jones. He is, you know what I mean, shooting like with confidence. Like that is priceless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Priceless. It's
Yeah.
just amazing. The
Yeah. That's
joy
why this
that
is
it
such a
brings.
great topic tonight because again, a lot of people, if you're not careful, you will retire into unhappiness.
True. And we don't want that because they don't have to do that as long
Yeah.
as we're on this planet. We want to make sure that people know that you can bring enthusiasm into your current workplace,
Mm-hmm.
and make it better, or
Mm-hmm.
you can create your own workplace and bring your enthusiasm in there, because enthusiasm makes us more creative, like you were saying about the imagination piece and everything. That Because when you're enthusiastic about stuff, like, ideas just flow through you. Like,
Yeah.
I try to, just like encourage people to tell me about ideas, because of the way that God like brings ideas to me. And
Mm-hmm.
if we just aren't accustomed to being in a set where you can just talk about business the way we all do when we're having our one-on-one meetings, and we're just talking about, and then it's like, oh, have you ever tried this, or this and this and this? Like, yesterday I was talking to someone. They were in Virginia, and they were saying that they were working on a manuscript for a book, and I was like, have you joined such and such a book writers in Virginia? You might enjoy that. And then I forwarded an email, because they send me that email all the time about different events that they're having. Like, but if we're not talking to each other enthusiastically and sharing these ideas, it's we can't build together, right? We can't be our best selves, right, Mr. McLeod? Yeah, and I think enthusiasm is contagious to you only because you are enthusiastic. But don't you?
Well,
I
another
think
word
some
is
people don't like it. Some people are sick of it.
another word you can attach to that is enthusiasm is attached to inspiration. They
Mm,
work together.
mm. Because
When
God
you're
is in us.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly,
the
exactly.
idea is in us. Yes, indeed. The faith to keep going is in us. No, I just don't know, like, how many times in those first probably 10 years of business that every day I'd be like, are you sure you're going to do this?
Hmm.
Are you sure you're going to do this?
Hmm.
And you get the call, and they're like, we're hiring, blah, 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 this and this and that. You're just like, I go, yeah, am I sure? And I don't think that people that are now in that 5, 10 year think that everybody else has gone through that. But you need to know that that faith, everybody gets at that point where it's the only thing that takes you through is your faith, because you're walking into the unknown. We really do not know. Like, there's a certain amount of comfort that people feel
Mm-hmm.
knowing they go into work and they know exactly what they're going to get paid on payday at that job. When you have your own business, you're investing into that asset, and you're dropping your energy, your assets, your resources into that to build that asset, and you have no idea what's going to come out. That enthusiasm is vital. Inspiration is vital. No, and we think that, oh, we have to have that family support. Not as much as you have, in my opinion, have to have that relationship with God. That's the family that you have to have, and God reconstructs what you're supposed to be surrounded by and who. He'll build a whole village of what's going to help that empire, be
Mm-hmm.
strong and accomplish what you got to do. And it'll include some people, but a lot of my empire is people I did not know 30 years ago, and they've made this happen. And and that they're the ones who give you that confirmation that it's going to be all right, because they can't see you. They have to be seeing that God in you. So when people see your enthusiasm, they're seeing God in you. They see God in you. They feel God in you. because
They say
we're
it's not
pretty
what you
jacked
do, but
up.
how you make
Yeah.
people feel.
Yeah, like we're really jacked up. Like we could be going through everything, and God still allows them to see what's on the other side for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like He creates that vision that gets dropped right in them. Yeah, I can do this, and the lack thereof. Like I was talking about on Sunday when I went to the stretch assist lab, and the young man was supposed to stretch me, but he had no enthusiasm, none.
He wouldn't have touched me.
I didn't let him, and they were looking at me like, why is that? I said, no, I'm gonna tell the lady up front to add this session back onto mine. We're not, we can't do this. I don't
Be,
feel comfortable with you.
be transferring
No,
that energy.
in my face and everything. No, it's real. It's real. I know he felt mine. And I thought to myself, like, how many people allow their enthusiasm to be sucked out? Like, here I am trying to heal, to stretch, to extend myself, to increase my flexibility, to get rid of pain. And I'm allowing this painful person to put their pain off into me.
But
I see.
JB, you just hit
Mm,
it on the head because look, the
mm,
opposite of enthusiasm is apathy,
mm,
no
mm.
concern. You know what I'm saying?
None.
No interest.
Mm. There
That's
we
the
go.
opposite of it. So
There we
you
go.
and I'm very
Mhm.
careful about energy and people because again, you could be up one day and allow somebody into your space. A little handshake could change everything. So a lot of
Exactly.
stuff is just they're not concerned,
And
lack
how
of
you did
interest.
that, right? How you did that handshake. You know. And not to be so graphic, but we're all adults here. I don't think that people have to have sex in order to know how that person makes love. They don't. I think that people just allow themselves to be exposed to that much risk, but they don't have to. Like this brother was saying, like, don't ever marry a lazy person, a lazy man. He was talking to women, but it's true. So if that person is lazy, like they don't, want to get up, get dressed, they don't want to work, they don't want to, what I mean, do anything. You already know, this person is lazy. How in the world do you think they would be a good lover? So then they get married. Like this was what the guy was speaking on, and I was like, it's so true though. It's so true. Like you can literally tell. Like if I were a man, because I'm not gonna say it about women, so but I'm just gonna say like if I were a man and I had to choose a woman, I could tell what type of lover she was
Oh
on
Lord.
how she combed her hair, how she groomed herself, if she kept her nails done or clean at least, or if she kept pieces of polish on it and pieces not on it. You know what I'm saying? If she look, we just like, well, what would you say about no polish? None, exactly. But don't have pieces. Because to me, it would tell to me, like if I were a man, I would say, no, she's not a good lover. Now that might be crazy. There could be some, you know what I mean? I don't know, but it was like to me, or if it was like a guy and he was just jacked up in his personal grooming, I would not.
Kind of painted red.
He at least bit, you know what I mean, interested, or he didn't smell right. Like you know what I'm saying? Or you have all of these, they talk about like red flags, but it's really the person lacks enthusiasm
Well, look
because
here. As a
uh,
part of the man contingency, I would say we can't draw those conclusions until we sample the product.
no, you crazy. You're crazy. But y'all can take that chance. But I don't think it's like you have to do that. I mean, you should start just putting down like use my criteria, these
Jay,
things. I
watch
will tell
this.
you, like I could tell you, and
You
I have to
brought
put
this
some
up.
thought into it, but I'll say 5 things to know. Like and Terry will back me up on this. I know she would. Like Terry, we can write down 5 things to know she is not going to be a good lover. and you do not have to take that chance. But and then take that chance though, because y'all don't care. So
As
take
a
that
part
chance,
of
take
the
your
male
chance.
contingency, again, I've seen pretty nails, pretty
Yeah, yeah,
smells,
Really?
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and, and people who are not
Well, I
enthused
said that
about
would only
it.
be one. The grooming would only be one part. Like,
No,
and then,
because one
and
of
then
the
the
things
second
that can
one might be
indicate,
like energy. The next one might be like, her like her energy, or like, is she like, does she ever, like, if she goes to a store, you could use something like this. If she goes to a store, does she have to always park at the front, or does she, you know what I mean? Is she willing to park in the back? That would be another sign. So I'm at the 1, 2, personal grooming, and also how much energy, how much enthusiasm, what
yeah,
kind of,
I think you're going for men. It's a better indicator her enthusiastic energy rather than how she takes care of herself. Because if she could be a narcissist and wants
yeah.
everything,
Y'all
it's
are
like
really worried about that.
wants
Y'all,
Facts,
no, she could be a
facts.
narcissist
y'all are
there
worried about
and
their
wants you to
grooming.
do everything, wants you to do all the work
Exactly. Look,
without her having to participate.
exactly.
And then it's like you have to meet this criteria to even wake her up.
So, but no, but all of these things she's taking care of herself.
Yeah,
All of
for
these things
sure.
she's doing for herself. She's not like, oh, you got to pay for my hair weave, or not like that. She always keeps her stuff looking good, and she pays for it herself. That
Yeah,
is that is the best. Like, this is, you were talking about, this is a wonderful. I can give you, that's like but that's only like one of the six. The well grooming. But I do think that will catch up with you if you skip it. If you skip that one altogether, it will catch up with you later.
yeah.
And I know Mr. HOA knows I'm right. Like, it'll catch up later. You'll be like, Lord, this woman look crazy. I said, look, she's a one man's trash, is another one she treasure. Exactly. But but I think that enthusiasm goes into all aspects of your life. And that if you want it depends on what you want. But if you want an enthusiastic lover, then there's ways to tell without getting, you know what I mean, that it carried away with the person. Like, you don't have to have sex with someone to know where they are. And I think that's why it translates over, to other aspects of our life. Like, people that are more enthusiastic are going to have a higher income, because they are just overall have all of these other attributes that are paying off in all the areas of their life. So I'm saying is that it might not be as dangerous for a man to be with a woman who lacks enthusiasm, but I know that it is dangerous for a woman to be with a man that lacks enthusiasm. Yes,
As part of the male contingency, again, let me say,
it is. It is. It is, because you're gonna have someone. If a man with no enthusiasm, he is not gonna be enthusiastic about his kids. He's not gonna be enthusiastic about you. He's not gonna be enthusiastic about the holidays. He's not gonna be enthusiastic about vacation. Not about going to concerts. Not about, you know what I mean. He's just gonna lack enthusiasm. Just lack. Like,
Mm, mm, mm.
and, but that's what that guy, what's his name, Steven something, said. And I can't lie, I have found that to be true.
what's
Lack
that?
of enthusiasm is not good with, for men. A woman should never decide to spend her life with a man that lacks enthusiasm. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. This is how my dad, how much he programmed me to try to be our best. When we would come into the room, now I had 3 daughters. We would come into the room, Dad would go, "Oh my goodness," you know what I'm saying? He's just like, "Whoo, oh yeah, oh my goodness, y'all look so good." You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. He would be so enthusiastic about it that I think that Like I like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's very hard to find a man that gives that type of enthusiasm out. Like, granted, like my dad didn't do that for my mom. Like, you know what I mean? He'd be like, oh, what, which is sad, but that is like some. I mean, maybe he did because they were together 58 years, so I can't say. He might have whispered, "It's like, Lord, but you look the best, baby." But he just really was very enthusiastic about us, and he would go like, "Y'all are TUFF." So then God told me that this is your dad's last day on this earth. And because of the enthusiasm that my father had for me all the times, all of the 18 years that I was there, I had to give him that. I got myself together. I said, I'm going dressed like I'm on Channel 6 for my dad today because God had told me. Now, no doctor had told me. I saw him the night before. I just knew this is the last day of my dad's life. And when he looks at me, I'm going to look TUFF. I was like, so I got there. Everybody in my family was like, what in the world? She's so dressed up. Dad is taking a turn for the worse. And I'm like, I do know to myself, I'm like, they should know. That's why I'm dressed up. Like, and every time anybody would come in, any professional, anything, they would come to me. I looked like I was the boss. I did not look like I was waking in the middle of the night, wondering what's going on. If this going to be it, this and that. I knew exactly what it was. And I came to him with that same enthusiasm that he gave me. And I was like, we're going to do, and I just know that it made a difference to him.
Yeah.
That I got, you know what I'm saying? She's got it. That's what got my dad to his dream of being a Black college HBCU president of 2 universities. Because he created, as Mr. Johnson said, in his mind that we might be sharecroppers and I might be next to the youngest of 11, but we gonna make it and I'm gonna make it out of here. And he ended up at New York University doing a PhD, and that enthusiasm and creativity and imagination that I might be blue black, but they're gonna hire me. Because at that point, there were no blue black HBCU presidents. It was the thing. You
They
had
were
to
all
be light
brown paper
skinned.
bag.
You had to be light. Exactly. I can do. So we have to, as black people, be enthusiastic about our possibilities. Like I was saying about with the Trayvon Martin case, I believe that if we had been more enthusiastic about this is the way things are going to be, not about this is the way things are, but this is the way it's going to be. Because what if I said, well, there's no other firms like mine black owned, so I'm not going to do this? No. And I know that even though they're not like, going to ever, we just don't give each other pats on the back, that I have inspired other people.
Yes, you
We
have.
know it. We know it. And the Lord knows I've helped our people build wealth because of the money that I saved them. It makes a huge difference. Huge. So we and the mistakes that we avoid by having, somebody to run things by. Like
I
it
think one of the critical things that you bring to the table, JB, is I was watching an interview by an author who's written a book about the Rockefellers,
mm,
and their belief was in order to build something great, you must plan, but you must plan beyond your own lifetime.
hmm Amen. And we get so caught up in I gotta make sure I have this car payment made that we can't think about the next lifetime. Because we can't, because we've got so much. I was looking at some research and it was talking about, the debt that we have. And it was saying, that we didn't have enough of the debt that they considered asset debt as Black people. And in the article, it continues to talk about how we need to have more asset debt, and in exchange for that, we need to we need to have, and it was done. This was who who the research came from, and it was done by usafacts.org, and it was about differences in household debt can contribute to the race wealth gap. So it is arguing that because we don't have enough mortgage debt, or as high as many Black people don't have mortgage debt, that's why we don't have the wealth. And it included mortgage, cars, um, and mortgage, cars, and business loans as the good debt, the asset debt. But nowhere in the article did it address that the key problem is business loans are not coming to us. We had 4% of the white people surveyed had business loans. Only 1% of the Black people had business loans. So the disparity in business loans was way bigger than the disparity in mortgage loans, but they don't have a problem with that. You just want to say, F you. And it's only because we don't have enthusiasm about allowing these liars to stop lying to us. You know what I mean? The mortgages have not created wealth even for the white people, really. It gives them something to sell, but when they factor it in for inflation and everything, it ain't do nowhere near as well as their businesses and their 401ks did. And then, so the majority of the debts that we have is more in cars, and nobody ever has a car. I mean, unless they keep it for 50 years, has a car that's worth more than the loan that they have the next month. So the cars, which we have more car loan debt than we have business loan debt. So the car loan debt is actually pulling down our wealth. If you have a car loan, most likely that car is worth less than what that loan is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people acting like, well, yeah, well, the car's worth 25. Okay, try to sell it. Try to sell it for 25. Go
But
on.
JB,
Yep.
but you make it, here it is, but that's why what you do is so important, because your enthusiasm about the finances, it it spreads, because you are literally undoing, you're actually reintroducing
Praise
to
God.
us responsible
Yes.
financing,
Thank
which,
God.
watch this, we've been programmed to
Amen.
spend for the
Mm,
last 50, 60 years.
mm, mm,
We've never really been programmed to be about responsible
mm,
practice
mm.
economic, Black group economics. We've always been pushed spend, spend, spend. I mean, I would watch
That's
some of
right.
our civil rights leaders get on television and they would say, we have $1 billion spending power,
Mm,
Right.
mm,
not
mm.
Exactly.
no
And that's
economic.
it. And that's it. And talk about no businesses for the veterans and
Yeah.
how they haven't given out the loans to the veterans like they were said that they were supposed to do. You know, do you know how many veterans could have set up car repair shops if they gave those loans and you taught them how to fix Jeeps over in Vietnam? Why can't they have a vehicle repair shop right here in the US? Oh, because you won't even entertain that thought. Oh, but you can get this VA loan, but you got to go live over there, and all of the damage that redlining did to our wealth. Come on, that's sick that we have politicians who ignore this. It needs to be addressed, and that's what I feel that God is leaning me towards for my dissertation on the Community Reinvestment Act.
I
That
thought you were getting ready to say you're going to run for office.
Lord no. It's like, Lord, that's one thing that you do an intervention on. Y'all do not ever let my ego lead me to that. Let me do the radio show before that, okay?
Okay.
Just take it over. me and Steve Harvey. No, because I'm telling you that that Community Reinvestment Act was thank you. The Community Reinvestment Act was supposed to make sure that the redlining damage was corrected, but it didn't. They focused that community reinvestment, which was the Federal Reserve, told banks, you got to help these communities that you did not do right by, but they haven't.
But because there has been a practice of benign neglect.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't
That's
know
the
what that
policy.
means. I don't know what that means, but yes.
It means ignoring us, ignoring anything they want to do.
Exactly.
Not supporting them, not funding them, just ignore them.
Yes.
And
Because
benign because you're not treating them bad.
That's right.
mm, mm.
If you don't say something, well, it's
Mm.
just been a policy in place for at least 4 or 5 decades. Just ignore them. Don't give them nothing. Redline them, but just they will go away. When they paid attention to the civil rights movement, they realized we can't give that no energy. Just
Amen.
ignore them. Don't
Amen.
give them nothing.
It's so true, though. It's so true. And let them kill themselves.
Yep. Yep.
Let them stay over there with poverty surrounding them, surround where they live, close it into close quarters. Make sure there's way too many people per meter. Their communities are much more spread out, and then they pack them in, and then let them destroy themselves and drop some drugs in there. Drop some drugs in there so we can finance what we want to do. I believe that crack was not invented in our neighborhoods.
It
And we
wasn't.
should exactly, and we should stop allowing them to
No, that was
say
the
that.
CIA.
Exactly. I was like, there's no way that any brother said, "Oh, give me that. Give me that. Give me that cocaine and I'm gonna put it in this water. I'm just gonna try this out."
Well, they admitted it, you know,
No, in
for
the
the core.
movies and stuff, they keep saying that we invented cocaine, the
No,
crack.
well, in the
Just
truth, there was a reporter, Webb is his name, who worked for the Mercury News, who exposed that they were bringing crack into
no, they brought in
L.A.
cocaine, and then they said we created crack.
Okay.
Yeah, see, they were bringing in the cocaine, and I just don't believe that we would play around with cocaine that way. I know somebody said, you can do this. Check
Oh
this
yeah.
out.
Oh
Try
yeah.
this. This is the way we do it over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it was in our neighborhood. And then there was a first person that they taught in the hood. Yes, because we're not like that. We're not going to sit there and just pour into some baking soda or whatever all that cocaine. That don't even make sense. Let's just see. How hot you think it should be? What you think, LaQuisha? No, we're not going to do it. And that's thousands of dollars sampling something.
Yeah. No,
Yes, yes,
it was
yes,
brought in fully
yes,
grown.
yes. No, Terry said the truth, though. When we lack enthusiasm with our children, they go out and get support from somebody else. That's where the drug dealer comes and takes over your son because you don't have any enthusiasm about an option for them, that they can get past this, they can get through this. But that same is when you hook up with someone that's not enthusiastic, and then he's like, all of us, I don't know. I'm not saying he, because I don't know what men think like. I have not mastered the think like a man. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you about Terry, me and her, these two females talking. That when you have a man with no enthusiasm, you become thirsty for the intention of another man. Now, I can tell you that can be true because I remember being married and a man walked up to me and said, "You are so beautiful."
Did
And
you respond?
I started crying and walked away because I
Why?
thought to myself, I never hear that at home. Thank God I'm the kind of woman that will cry and walk away. It's so sad, but I'm telling you, I knew that before, that this person had no enthusiasm, and we still feel like they're going to change. They're not. So you hire somebody come up in your business and they can't hardly pull their pants up and they can't hardly walk and they talking all stupid and they don't even like to walk. You know they're gonna pick up your phone. JB Brown Finance Group, uh, the home Afro, economics. Can I help you? And then your clients have to deal with that crap. And we have it all over our schools. And you go, how could this kid be motivated when the teacher is not even enthusiastic about anything? I told the people at my daughter's school, I said there was a time when you could depend on a white person to encourage a young black child that they could be their best, that they could do better. Where are those teachers at? My dad would have said, behind that at. No, but I didn't say that. But I just said, where are the teachers that care? Where are the
Amen.
teachers that say you can do better than this? I said, do you know? I'm telling you, I had a whole bunch of white teachers, and none of them told me that I should not do the honors class. They told me, Jennifer, you are so smart. You can do this. You can do this. What happened? It's really sad. You know, that's just really sad. The enthusiasm drain that we have. Thank you, Reverend Bozeman. Yes, indeed. Like it's just that, Reverend Bozeman was in the hospital yesterday with Bell's palsy. He looks great though, doesn't he? I know.
Looks good.
It's amazing. He's truly blessed. Let's continue to pray for him. That's a trooper. That's enthusiasm to come anyway.
Yes.
To come anyway. I want to before y'all leave me, I just wanted to say that and I want to say something about health that I found today. But it says enthusiasm allows us to be more productive, more confident. Others view you as a more positive light, and you'll experience more peace of mind by being more enthusiastic. And remember, like I can really appreciate that. What the Mark Strong he had put up about I saw it and I didn't get to see, but Mark was sharing this quote from Winston Churchill. It says, "Success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm." You know, like it's so true. They were talking about like there are challenges, entrepreneurs, or working somewhere and you really enjoy your work or you're not enjoying your work, you could add enthusiasm to it and make your work good. I think that we don't realize how much power we have over our life experience. We don't have power over other people. We have no power, none, absolutely zero, none. Cannot control how people treat you, what they say, nothing. But we have complete control over allowing yourself to be surrounded by a lack of enthusiasm for you. You should make sure you're where you're celebrated. I had to change that about my life. I had to learn that I'm worthy of celebration, not toleration. It's a horrible feeling when you always feel like you're just being tolerated. And I think, there's people that live like that every day. So if you're allowing that to just be your existence, then it is going to slow down your business flow. It is going to mess up your love life, and if things aren't going right, like we should like each every people that are attempting to have something together, build something together, protect your wealth together. You need to make sure that you're both being enthusiastic. Who is the drain? We can't afford for anybody to be the drain. No, like but there's nothing that you can do with a person that is not, or a work experience, or a client, or a customer that will not allow you to help them and will not allow you to be your best self. It's time for you to dismiss yourself. We have responsibility. Have a responsibility to be your best self for yourself. Mm, be your best self for yourself. And then, one thing I found before y'all go, from a Black health and wealth perspective, I found it says endurance, strength, balance, and flexibility should be part of your personal training. Endurance, strength, balance, and flexibility. A recent study by the American Journal of Medicine found that the higher your muscle mass index, the longer you'll live. And what's happening is, I see every time a client has a heart attack or something, they're always telling them, get some resistance training in. They put them in the pool. They put them in the weightlifting. They put them in after. Sit. Do it before.
That's
Do
right.
it before. If you just get on the floor and you get up every day, get on the floor and get up, get on the floor and get up 10 times, that is resistance.
JB, I've said if you can swipe left and swipe right for 10 minutes, you can find 10 minutes to
Mm.
work out.
Amen. And then
If you
get
find
10 more.
yourself on
Yep.
that internet for more than
Yep.
10 minutes,
Yep.
you should work out for 10 minutes.
Yep. We got to get enthusiastic about ourselves, our health. This Black health thing, I'm telling y'all, the rug is going to be pulled from up under us. They are leaving those Medicare premiums the same, but they are not covering the stuff. So
That's
you
right.
got people spending $250,000 on average of uncovered medical expenses unapologetically. You got people who work their whole lives who have to go online and do a GoFundMe to cover an illness. Come on, y'all. We have to do as much as we can to make sure that our health is not what's pulling down our wealth. And they don't care. It's not, the system is not designed to care about that. The system is designed to make money off your illness. Stay well. Be well. Don't give into this. Get a body mass index, like I'm not and throw that out the window, because the body mass index tells you nothing. I want you to do what's called a body composition analysis. And if you don't know what that is, we have a Black Health, Black Wealth membership, and we can get started on that immediately. But you want to know your body composition, how much muscle mass you have, how to get it up. And I've been monitoring mine for over a decade. I still have as much muscle mass from when I was 10 years younger, which is what you want to do. And it is an extreme amount. So we want to make sure that we keep ourselves strong so that we can keep this blood flowing, especially if we have these fancy sit down jobs, because the only thing we have to help our heart continue to pump is muscle. That's it. When that blood goes down and we're sitting there in that desk, we need something pushing, helping our heart. And the muscles are the thing that help. So we got to get up and walk. Let those leg muscles help your heart. This heart disease is no joke. It's no joke. And we got to be enthusiastic about our health. You want to protect your wealth? Protect your health. Create healthy
Facts.
habits, especially during this holiday. Keep your blood sugar low and appropriately, not low, but just correct. Keep your blood sugar correct. Don't eat these sweets. Don't eat everything that's being offered. Don't drink every drink. You know, set it to the sides and focus on what you need for you. Yes, there's no profit. That's right, Mr. McLeod. He's like, there's no profit in the cure, only the treatment. And the cure is within us. The
Mm-hmm.
word says that God gave our body the ability to heal itself. You ain't see nobody pulling out nothing, putting in no shots, nothing. We have to have that kind of faith that we can be renewed from every cell of our body. We can be renewed from everything. We can be renewed. But you have to make a commitment that you are going to detox yourself from all of the laziness that you're surrounded by, all of the negativity and the negative words and the low tolerance and the impatience. Get it away from you. Keep yourself in a peaceful zone so that every cell of your body will just relax and you can have and make love to yourself over and over and over again. You deserve it. You deserve
JB,
it. Yes.
might I add, science has proven that you get a new body every 7 years, right?
Yes. Woo, 7.
Every 7 years. So some of us have had four different bodies: 7,
Mm.
14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 54. So your cells,
You are
you
old.
get dead cells who are gone, new cells, and your new cells don't have a memory of your dead cells. Okay.
Man.
So I'm just saying we need to really, really, like you're saying, be enthusiastic, stop having this lack of concern,
Woo.
and be serious about living.
Yes. I really thought that we could renew every cell in a year. Lord,
Every
y'all.
7 years, every
Stop.
seven
We
years,
got to
the
stop
body renews
playing,
itself.
y'all.
Yeah.
We got to stop playing. Well, you heard it. You heard it. Be at peace. You know, God is good. I will see y'all Friday morning for our members only meeting. I thank God for you all so much. I pray that everybody out there can feel our enthusiasm for them. That's Wayne Johnson with Lone Wolf Firearm Training. You see Mr.
One,
HOA in the middle. What did I say? Did I say something wrong?
you call me Wayne Johnson. It's Warren Johnson.
That's not even funny. Just shut up. Don't say
I'll take
that.
Wayne.
Stop. That's
That's what you
disgusting.
said.
Just stop. I'm sick. And there's Louise, I'm just joking. And Weeda Davis, Juan Johnson. That's a private joke, y'all, but it really did happen. I don't know.
It's the
I don't
enthusiasm.
it was
It's
the
the
enthusiasm.
enthusiasm. It's the
No, you
enthusiasm.
should have just gone with it. But no, you're like, I just gotta
I had to
get
turn
her!
it.
Get her!
Hey, Miss Davis, good to see you.
Firearm,
Why?
Good night,
firearms,
all.
firearms. Exactly. Yeah,
There
so
could be another
good.
Johnson. He doesn't want to be confused
Juan
with it.
Johnson, the one and only
Enthusiasm.
Lone Wolf Firearm Training, the best in the world. I
Ooh.
love him. I love Juan Johnson. That's right. God is good. I'm
All the
so blessed
time.
by y'all. And I just thank God. Like, I just thank God. Like, I know that I'm safe with you all. Y'all
Yes,
ain't
ma'am.
gonna let me ever lose my mind. I'm
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
You can't ask for better friends.
Facts.
I feel safe. I know if I got snot, you gonna get me. I know
We're
if I
gonna
got, you know me.
We'll
What
get
else
you a
can I
tissue.
ask for?
We'll get you a tissue.
we get you
You give
tissue.
me tissue. You give me straight, and I'll give you the tissue back, and you better take it. Take
No,
it. See, we see y'all jump. Take it. It's just my snot.
we'll trash it for you.
Because I'm amazing. You heard him.
Oh my
It's
God.
Bruno. And when you smile, I love y'all.
Love you too, JB.
All
Love
right.
you too.
Thank
Night.
you. I love
Good
it.
night, all.
Good night, people.
Just the
Night.
Good night, all.
Good night.
God is good.
All the
Man,
time.
all the time.
Woo!
All the time.
the mind. Thank you, Mr. Walton. Thank you, Queen Howard. Thank you, Mr. McLeod. Moses Jenkins, our quarterback, is getting married. Oh, yes. That's all right. And God will do good night to you. Y'all be good. Take care.
Right.
Good night now. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Oh, yeah. That's right. Every day. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Terry. That's it. I know. When I compliment her, she won't believe. Woo! It's so